Greetings, writers. It's Mr. Hebda from the Lackawanna College Writing Center. And in this episode, we're going to discuss evaluating sources using the C.R.A.P test. So why evaluate sources anyway? Well, we can't just use any old website. In college, we need to have credible sources. And credible here just means trustworthy. The idea here is that if we use trustworthy information in our essays, the reader is going to be more likely to trust what we have to say too. The C.R.A.P test stands for currency, reliability, authority, and purpose. Let's start with currency. If you've noticed on your favorite bottle of soda or juice, there's a best by date. The question here is, does information have a best by date too? And believe it or not, it does. Generally speaking, the newer the information, the better. And depending on what class you have and what your instructor's preferences are, the best by date for information will change, but usually want something that's within a few years old. In order to find some of this information online, check out when a page was posted online and look toward the top or the bottom of the page in order to find a timestamp. Reliability is the next part of the C.R.A.P test. Here we want to know about where the information comes from. One question we might ask is, was the information peer-reviewed? And that's just another way of saying, did a panel of experts fact-check the information and give it their stamp of approval before it was published? Another thing we want to keep in mind at this point is, as we read through the information, how does it make us feel? Does it make us feel more neutral in tone? Or does it start to fire us up in a positive way or a negative way? If we start getting that emotional investment, whether we're excited or angry, that could be a sign of bias. And I have another video on that information coming up. Authority is the next part of the C.R.A.P test. Here we want to know who created the source, and we want to know if that creator or the author is an expert. Here are some examples of sources that tend to have authority. .edu websites, they are usually college or university websites, and they're out there to find knowledge, so they tend to be trustworthy. Government websites also tend to be trustworthy, as well as organization websites, depending, of course, on what organization we're talking about. Here are some examples. The Smithsonian Institution is a .edu website, the National Weather Service is a .gov website, and the National Audubon Society is a .org website, all of which are trustworthy. The last part of the C.R.A.P test is purpose. It's not enough just to know whether we have authority. We want to know what the author wants. For example, if we have a nutrition expert that's helping to develop a wellness app, she might also be interested in having the sale of that wellness app, in making money, right? And here she fails the C.R.A.P test in her purpose, even though she's an expert. This is why .com websites tend to fail the C.R.A.P test, because .com stands for companies or commercial websites, and they may be more interested in making a profit than they are in telling the truth. If you're ever unsure about the purpose of a website, check out its About or About Us page to learn more. All right, to sum everything up, I've got my friend Warning Hornet here, and she's got a list of warning signs for us that let us know when a source is most likely going to fail the C.R.A.P test. So first off, if you see advertisements, that's a warning sign, because it tells us that the source is relying on the funding it gets from the ads. An emotional tone is also going to be an issue here. If you start to feel some kind of positive or negative emotion as you're reading through the essay, it could be a sign of bias. If the information's outdated, 10 or 20 years old, then that's a warning sign. If you notice misspellings or grammar errors, it gives us a sense that if the author is that sloppy in just writing, just think about how good the quality of their information would probably be. Not so good, right? .com endings, again, are a warning sign. Wikipedia is also not trustworthy because anyone could edit it or post on it, and that means it lacks authority. Lastly, if you don't see any citations, that's a warning sign because responsible authors like to share where they found their information with their readers. And speaking of sources, here are the websites that helped me build this video. So feel free to pause and check them out if you want. Otherwise, thanks for viewing, and feel free to check out the other videos we have on the Lackawanna College Writing Center YouTube channel.